Well, a Texas businessman on a mission trip asked for a glass of water and came face to face with a stark reality. Most people in the world don't have access to safe drinking water. At that moment, Chris Beth heard the Lord speak two words: help them. 10 years later, 250,000 families in 20 nations now have clean water. Charlene brings us the story.
From its headquarters here in North Texas, the Bucket Ministry is fulfilling its mission of sharing the love of God through providing the gift of safe, clean drinking water in places like North America, South America, Central America, Asia, and Africa.
We have probably distributed filters in almost 30 countries now. We're actively working in about 12 countries.
During a 2012 missions trip with his daughter to the Brazilian Amazon, Texas businessman Chris Beth saw firsthand what it meant to not have access to clean water after being asked if he was thirsty.
I expected her to go into a refrigerator and get a bottle of water. But what she did in turn is she went out into this little plank on this house, bent down with 2 cups. They were irregular, they were mismatched and cracked, and she filled these 2 cups up with river water.
Shocked by what he saw, Beth says what happened next was something he never imagined.
I've never been in the business of hearing God's voice. In fact, I thought when people say, God told me, I would think, oh boy. Yeah, and so I heard something, and I heard 2 words, and he clearly said, help them.
Beth began searching for a way to help as soon as he returned home. He found the answer at a Dallas camping supply store, where Beth saw a filter that uses the same technology as kidney dialysis that could be used to remove harmful bacteria from dirty water.
It attaches to any bucket or receptacle. I've went ahead and put some lake water in here from the local lake, so we'll see if we can make some clean water from this. So we'll tip the filter down and allow it to start filtering into the clean cup. And as you can see, the water is going from the bucket, through the hose, through the filter. The filter is capturing all the dirt, the debris, the parasites, everything that's making people sick from drinking unclean surface water. And this is what we're left with as a result.
Now equipped with filters, the Bucket Ministry was born as Beth returned to Brazil, supplying communities with clean, safe drinking water. Today, the ministry has a growing presence in more than 20 countries.
In the last 10 years, we've probably distributed in excess of 250,000. So we've helped about 250,000 families. Just last year alone, we distributed about 35,000.
One of its main outreaches is in the Kibera slum in Nairobi, Kenya, home to some 400,000 people. Most human waste ends up in the river that runs through the slum, contaminating the water, leading to disease and death. Daryl Larson serves as International Director for Sawyer Products, which makes the filter used by the ministry.
Our filter that you could take, the same one that backpackers and hikers use on the trail, but we devised a way to hook it up to a bucket, which is very common all around the world. And that's kind of how the Bucket Ministry started.
Larson says when his company, which gives 90% of its annual profits to clean water projects, learned that Beth wanted to give clean water to the entire Kibera slum, it jumped at the opportunity to get involved.
He had this incredible map of the slum, 3 square miles, 400,000 people, and it ended up being 95,000 homes. And Sawyer actually donated all 95,000 of the filters.
The difference has been life-saving, as the number of people sick and dying from waterborne illness has dropped dramatically.
We are hearing reports that the numbers of patients coming through clinics are so few compared to what it was that clinics are having to close and consolidate operations.
Providing clean water has also led to many opportunities to share the gospel.
We use the water as a tool, and it's a tool to get to that point of sharing the gospel. So for us, it's all about the Great Commission and going and making disciples.
The filter can last more than 20 years if cleaned daily. Each filter distributed is stamped with a unique barcode, something that allows Beth and his team to track the success of the filter, as well as the physical and spiritual health of families and communities they serve.
I've been blessed over 10 years to be able to see mothers that didn't name their children because they knew the children were going to die. I get to see them have this clean water for the first time through this simple tool.
A simple tool that's made a big difference in Beth's life, too.
Prior to the last 10 years, I was not involved with the church. I wasn't even a very good follower of Jesus. Now I get to see him work every single day. And what it's done for me is it's given me a faith that I don't think I would have ever had without seeing him work like this.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News, Houston.
Well, congratulations to Chris Beth, and it just underscores what Jesus said. My sheep hear my voice. Here's Chris. He's on a mission trip, so he's trying to do the Christian thing. And in the middle of that, he's exposed to what's really happening on the ground, what people really are going through. And then he hears a voice, help them. And then he takes the step, okay, I'll obey that. I will listen to my shepherd and I will obey what he's telling me to do. When you do that, wonderful things can happen. It's amazing what happens when you just say, yes, God, I'll go with what you tell me to do. I'll help people. I will be part of your great plan, because that's his great plan. He wants to help people. And when we get involved in that, we're doing the Lord's